MLS Aces Podcast, episode 356. This is your host, Tom Sweezy, joined once again by Jason Vivang. Jason, we are back. We're doing the every 2 week thing now, which I'm not liking, but it's
No.
life. I mean, we got to do it as it happens. But how
It's
are
the holidays coming up, so who knows what we're going to be doing.
Exactly. We will figure out a way to get some type of content in your ear on a weekly basis, whether it's an interview, whether it's one of us rambling, both of us rambling. We will get something on a more consistent basis. Hopefully things calm down.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that fun stuff going on this time of year, and it's already the MLS offseason. We're in the middle of it. We're
It's crazy, man. I don't know if I'm ever ready for the off season. And it just hits you just like a freight train.
yeah.
All the day MLS Cup ends, like the minute it ends, it's like, okay, here we go.
Literally.
You know,
Bro, I mean,
Tom Boger's tweeting
starts.
1,000 tweets a day. We're just barely keeping up.
Tom Bogert's running off of caffeine and his love of Major League Soccer. Look, it is the offseason starts for half of the MLS teams as soon as the playoffs hit, and then it just slowly starts trickling in for teams that get eliminated.
It starts, but I don't feel like it's legit until the end of the
yeah.
And because then other teams are like, oh, you're doing this. Oh, these guys, there's a lot of big names that became available.
Exactly. And we are we're here to do Jason's favorite thing and not talk about the games and just talk everything else.
We get to talk about one game for a short time.
We get to talk about if we were able to, and hand up my fault, if we were able to record last week, we would have talked about MLS Cup a little bit more, but we weren't. And again, my bad on that one. But we never got to talk about the MLS Cup final. Inter Miami defeating the Vancouver Whitecaps 3-1 to secure their first ever MLS Cup title. We're not going to break down the game. Everyone else has done it. Speaking of Tom Bogert and David Goss and all the other great MLS and U.S. soccer podcasts and content creators out there and whatnot. But ultimately, to me, this just puts the stamp on the success of the whole
successful season.
No, the stamp of the success of the whole Lionel Messi project down in South Beach, or Fort Lauderdale, I guess more specifically. But I think things, even with the points record last year and the Supporter Shield and Leagues Cup 2 summers ago and whatnot, it was like, yeah, this is fine. Like Messi's dominating and everything like that. But I think winning the MLS Cup title, right? Like the thing that I think people even said when David Beckham first came, like he didn't win MLS Cup until Robbie Keane came and all that stuff. Like it wasn't as fulfilling until that MLS Cup title was there. And now here we are. Lionel Messi's done his transformational, or hopefully his transformational arrive to the league. And congratulations to Inter Miami. That's really all I have on that on that note there.
Yeah, I mean, before I get too in deep to the game, because I do have some thoughts, but I know it's been a while. So for people who, I mean, for me, it's been a while.
I mean, give your thoughts. This
I will say, I thought this game was really good.
Yeah.
I think 3-1. Obviously, that last goal to make it 3 was scored in the 93rd or 4th minute or whatever in stoppage time. It does not reflect, I feel like, the performance. Obviously, credit to Miami, but Vancouver put in a really good performance. I think around the one moment I'll bring up, and it'll be the only moment I'll bring up. But
every minute if you want.
I don't remember the exact minute, which I should have wrote it down. I get now why people write minutes down on a piece of paper. Yeah. It was roughly right before the Rodrigo de Paul goal in the 70th, maybe 65 to 70, let's say. Vancouver got a break, and I just there was a save. I'm trying to remember their goalkeeper's name.
Takaoka or
no. Vancouver was shooting. Novo or
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I got it eventually.
You got it.
2 weeks, okay? Anyway, he made a save on what could have been a really not easy goal. From my perspective, obviously it wouldn't be easy, but it was pretty much an easy goal. I think that like totally, because then Rodrigo de Paul scored a few minutes later. Yeah. And that was when I was like, oh, I got to mark. Like, I literally marked it in my mind to the point where I can bring it up 2 weeks later, because I remember being like, that was a pretty big game-changing moment. Because, like, at that point, it had been, 60 minutes since Miami had scored. Vancouver came out at the half looking pretty terrifying, honestly. Like, they were looking really good. They did get a goal in that time. And then they nearly got that second goal to end up going up 2-1, which I think would have just completely changed. Well, obviously would have completely changed the game. Miami still might have won, but I just want to like say props to Vancouver, because they put in a performance that I think they should be proud of, and like it was respectable. And again, Miami wins. I think next up, like you said, you kind of summed up Miami's side really well. I just think like Champions Cup is next, right? Like that's it.
Yeah, no, I mean literally, right? But like, it's not even, to me, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's a cop out, but like, I don't even like, only one team in modern MLS has won Champions Cup. It's not like,
this is like barely an MLS team at this point.
Yeah, what does this say?
I have higher expectations, and we'll get to more reasons why. But I think Miami like needs to go into Champions Cup with the intent, like obviously the intentions of winning it, but like not making the final at a minimum would be kind of a.
I mean, look, they were in a semifinal last year, and the Whitecaps knocked them off. So Miami gets their revenge in MLS Cup, and we will see what happens come,
I'm looking at their route right now.
Yeah,
never loads.
So, Jason, I will give you credit that, yes, you gave Vancouver the love of their performance in MLS Cup. Totally deserved. But yeah, obviously Inter Miami, the juggernaut that they were, the reason why I picked them to win MLS Cup, and the reason why many people did as well.
Yeah.
the performance of Lionel Messi, 2 assists, Tadeo Allende scoring the most amount of goals in an MLS Cup playoffs. Like, it is just the dominance of what this 2025 Inter Miami team is and was, I guess, at this point. And now you and I have to shut our brains down and start looking into 2026, because that's just that is the nature of the beast when it comes to Major League Soccer. The only thing that I do want to just point out lastly for 2025, our playoff picks, 13-4 over here. 13-4.
That's incredible, actually. Like, when you think about it, that is so good.
I should have bet these fucking games, is what I'm learning about. So,
although that happened to me one year when I did really well, and I was like, I should bet these games, and then I haven't ever replicated that.
Yep. And then that was it. And now, so next year when I'm super confident. Yeah, I mean, I shit the bed last year, so it was a good bounce back.
I went 9-8. I'm not unhappy about it. I also picked like I'm not gonna say I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh, I would have picked Miami. Like, of course they won, but like I picked Vancouver also because I knew no matter what I was going above 500, which was really my goal.
You could have been 10-7 if you also didn't go with your Chicago Fire heart too. Like, it was also, there was that piece.
I really did think the Fire had a chance.
Yep.
But yeah,
it's okay.
Obviously, that was also partially because I am a Fire fan.
Just partially. At least they're gonna remain in Illinois, unlike the Chicago Bears.
All right. We're not getting into it. I'm not talking about that. The Bears don't do anything for 5 years.
You brought up CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Get me heated over here.
And the very awkward draw for CONCACAF Champions Cup 2026 happened. We have our round 1 matchups for all MLS teams. So FC Cincinnati are going to be facing O&M FC from the Dominican Republic. LAFC will face Real España from Honduras. Vancouver Whitecaps will play Cartagenes from Costa Rica. Nashville SC will face Atletico Ottawa from Canada. The Union will face Defense Force from Trinidad and Tobago. San Diego FC get the worst draw of the opening round versus Pumas of Liga MX. The LA Galaxy will face Sporting San Miguelito in Panama. And then in the round of 16, the Seattle Sounders and Inter Miami, they have their buys directly into that round for winning Leagues Cup and MLS Cup, respectively. The Sounders, they are going to face the winner of Vancouver and Cartagenas, and then Miami, they will face the winners of the Nashville SC Atletico Ottawa series. Jason, I know you said you were pulling up the whole bracket here. Not an easy bracket.
I already got rid of it.
Not an easy bracket. You were just like, I'm looking at it, memorized it, click.
I was like, oh, Inter Miami's run is not actually that difficult. It looks like at least to get to the a semifinal or quarterfinal, but
it's not also an easy run for any MLS team as to make a semifinal or even a quarterfinal. I think there's a Liga MX team in the way for the most part of every single.
But there's different levels to Liga MX.
Yeah,
very different levels.
I mean, it's still Liga MX in Champions Cup, which is never. You have to go away to Mexico and get a result, which we've seen more and more. We've seen Columbus, we've seen Vancouver.
More and more is saying we've seen one more. We've doubled our results.
We've seen two in the last 2 years.
We've seen more and more, as if we've seen more than one in the last year.
Do you have any interest in any of these opening round games or anything like that?
I'm interested in Nashville versus Atletico Ottawa. I want to see what the Canadian Premier League teams can do. And I was just looking at the Canadian Premier League, and I was wondering how they could get a second team in this, because I kind of feel like they deserve it as they continue to expand. But that's a different conversation. Anyways, I'm excited for that one because that'll be interesting to me to see does Nashville, do what a lot of MLS teams sometimes do to these other clubs in the beginning that aren't Liga MX clubs, or is it a competitive game?
Yeah, I mean, look, for I am not sitting here saying it is exactly apples to oranges in comparison. A lot of people are saying that a Canadian Premier League team is like a USL Championship equivalent side, right? So upsets happen. My only thing would just be you're going to Ottawa in February, might not be the most technically sound fun game in the world, but
it's gonna be fun to watch probably. Bring that orange ball.
For us, tons of fun. But and just to correct you here, Jason, there are 2 CPL teams in the competition. I only listed out the MLS.
Okay, well that makes more sense.
The MLS matchups. It's okay. I'm just making sure you and everyone else.
Wait, so how do they get their spots? The one who wins.
So I apologize. There's three Canadian Premier League.
We were all okay. Well, then they have plenty of spots.
So you have.
I take back everything I said.
You have the CPL. You have the CPL champions, Atletico Ottawa. You have the CPL regular season champions. So the CPL Shield is Forge FC, and then Vancouver FC, as we famously covered the Canadian Championship final against the Whitecaps. They made it because of the Canadian Championship. So
wait, so they got in.
They got in because the Whitecaps
they were runner-up.
The Whitecaps already got their spot.
Oh, okay. So if the Whitecaps didn't have their spot, they would have gotten that.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Okay. Well, but that was my main question because I was I want to see Vancouver FC in this.
Look,
I'm just a Vancouver fan of all teams in the general city.
You're just go Vancouver, go. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to look at anything else. I think the Galaxy honestly might have the easiest run because they're on the side of the bracket with no disrespect to Mount Pleasant FC, but the Galaxy win, they would move on to face Mount Pleasant in the round of 16, and then most likely a Liga MX team in the quarterfinals. But if you want to make the semifinal or the final, if you're an MLS team, what do you say?
Where is Mount Pleasant?
Jamaica. Okay. So they won the Caribbean Cup.
Didn't the Galaxy lose in Panama or something last year?
They lost, but then won the second leg, and then went
it's not a guarantee.
Tigres or Pumas, one of them. One of the.
Will Messi play in a different country?
Well, let's see. Miami.
Well, I guess it will be Canada or America, and then
So,
probably Mexico
most
or America.
likely, if Nashville, I'm going to assume Nashville beat Ottawa in the opening round. So it would be Nashville, Miami again. So shout out those two teams just liking to play each other 100 times. So that would be in America. So boom. And then most likely, right, it's going to be
Club America.
no disrespect to the Union. I would say Club America in the quarterfinal. So yeah, Messi might play in Mexico. There you go. Boom. Shocker.
I do like how I feel like every year I'm like, man, they always set up these so that the same country kind of plays each other in the second round. But actually, it seems more balanced this year.
It's a little bit more.
Second round, we might have a Cincinnati versus Tigres.
I think Tigres
We might have Seattle versus Vancouver also.
Give me Cascadia. But Cincinnati Tigres was last year's matchup that Cincinnati got bounced on. So that could be fun. That could be a little.
And I'm interested in Cruz Azul versus Monterrey second round.
That's just look.
We'll get there when we get there. Well,
this is fun. We're looking.
That is true. We're
looking at it. But for Mexico, Toluca, back-to-back champions of the league. They're an absolute fucking wagon if you look at their roster and the performances they
play. San Diego. Hey, welcome to CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Here's Pumas, who gave Vancouver a run for their money last year. And then here's if you do manage to get through that, here's like the best team in the region for the last 2 years. That's fun.
Actually a crazy side. I didn't realize they were even playing Pumas, then Toluca, and then potentially, I guess, the Galaxy.
Which is the easiest of the
what? How is the three teams in the San Diego little region versus the Galaxies is crazy different in skill level.
It's whoever got the Mount Pleasant draw. No disrespect, Mount Pleasant, but it's just a different animal than Seattle, Miami, Toluca, or even Alajuelense. But
why are there three? Never mind. No. There's an uneven. There's like an uneven number of teams that get a bye.
There is
really weird to me. Like three teams have to play. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like
three teams.
I guess it's Tigres, Cruz Azul, and Club America all don't get the bye, even though they are in the same positions.
You would think they'd add just like one more team. No, two more. They would have to add. Well, no, because then one team wouldn't get a bye.
No, they'd have to add one. Why don't they just add 5 more teams and make this an even tournament? This is weirder the way it is.
Is there 5 more good teams? Because then you're just turning this into Leagues Cup with fucking Canadian teams and Costa Rican teams. Then that's all you're turning the competition into if you add 5 more teams. But just add USL.
I'm not the one. Yeah, like I would like to see Louisville City play. I don't know, Toluca.
Mount Pleasant, come on, give me it.
That actually would be a fun game.
It would be. It would be interesting to see. But we're gonna move on past CONCACAF Champions Cup.
When we said we had a lot to get through and that we were gonna try and go fast, we didn't anticipate breaking down the bracket of the tournament starting next year.
This is the off season. The tournament starts in 2 months, okay? So it's not like it's that fucking crazy. But,
that is true. I always forget how short the MLS off season is.
Let's keep it moving. We'll talk about another international competition for MLS, but the Leagues Cup 2026 format dropped per Tom Bogert reporting.
Oh, yay, woo. Okay, next.
18. I have to just read it for news. People care about Leagues Cup, you know. We've won it every single time.
I also do like watching it because there's a game on literally every single night.
It's fun. 18 MLS clubs versus 18 Liga MX clubs. The 18 clubs in Major League Soccer will be the 18 clubs that made the playoffs in 2025. It starts in early August and ends in early September. That is all the information we have so far. So thank you to Thomas. But this is Tom Bogert's season, you know? This is him. He feeds the show, and we thank him. And we're thankful for him.
Yeah, we do our show based on his tweets. Don't leak that. Don't leak that because then people are just going to go to his Twitter and not us.
Well, you know, Tom has his own podcast. He has 2 podcasts, which, by the way, both great, and I would recommend listening to. The new one, just really quick side note, the new one with him and Tab Ramos talking about all things USMNT, Very good breakdown. I like Jersey boys, I guess, and it's a good conversation around what's going on with the U.S. men's.
I have Ramos. That's a blast from, I don't know what, 5 years ago.
Not even. I think he was Houston's manager in 22, 23, 22, 21. I don't fucking know.
How long has Ben Olsen been over there?
And then there was Pablo.
That's at least 3 years.
Pablo Nagamura was hired in between, I'm pretty sure, for that year.
Then it's got to be 21 Tab Ramos was there. Because Ben Olsen at least has been there 2 years, for sure. And I think he's been there 3.
Yeah, no, that checks out. Yeah. Time flies. Time flies. Shout out Tab.
That was 2020.
We're getting a little bit more information again, as per Tom Bogert, about the structure of the upcoming MLS schedule and format change that's happening that we will I guess we'll fucking dive into that when we get closer to that. But Tom and Paul Tenorio dropped that it is going to be 6 divisions with 5 teams each. And kind of, I think you and I had a private conversation about this, Jason, with a few maps drawn. But San Jose, they will not be with the rest of the other California teams. And DC, they will not be with the other Northeastern teams, which then kind of just lumps San Jose with Vancouver, Seattle, Colorado, RSL.
Yeah.
I
mean, the only ways they could have done that is either put San Diego with, like, I guess, Texas teams.
Well, so I'm assuming
I think this is the only way they could have done it.
It's going to be, I agree. I know San Jose fans are pissed off, but the one is definitely going to be San Jose, Seattle, Vancouver, Colorado, Salt Lake. And then the other one would be San Diego.
Pulling up the map.
San Diego, Galaxy, LAFC, Houston, Austin, Dallas. That's that 6.
What? Wait. Okay, so the San Jose, Portland, Vancouver, Seattle, RSL?
Colorado, yeah.
Oh, so it's 6 teams.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. And then you have the Texas teams and the LA and
the South California and Texas.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just because there's so much space between.
Yeah.
Like,
there's just
Seattle, Vancouver, Portland are in their corner, and then, like, there's only RSL and Columbus, like, in the middle of the West, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because then
to do this would be so difficult.
You need a lot more teams, and I do not want expansion, so that's all.
I actually think this is better for San Jose because they're doing less travel than probably if they had been lumped in. They're going all the way to Texas. Like that's like half the U.S.
I will say this: there's like I've seen San Jose fans pissed off about like them not getting the Galaxy rivalry game more than once a year, and like DC not getting like the Red Bull rivalry game once a year.
Well, the two,
but doesn't it make it more special that you only play it once and it's that much more like?
Yeah, but I do understand because I feel like it means you're gonna lose those rivalries a little bit.
Sure,
but obviously, like it sort of just makes sense to have DC lower because they're the furthest south of those teams. So it's like Toronto, Montreal, New England. Both New York teams and Philly are all like a really easy circle.
I agree, but I guess I don't know. I
guess the assumption is DC's with Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, and the 2 Florida teams.
Miami, Orlando, yeah, and then it's
Fire, Minnesota, Kansas City, St. Louis, and Ohio teams.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean that actually makes a lot of sense. It really just gets a little weird in the.
Honestly, Colorado and Salt Lake City just fuck the entire thing up, kind of. But
yeah, why can't there be like a Nevada team, like a Las Vegas team?
Don't start it. Well, the reason
why don't they just take a page out of my book and open up Tucson?
The reason that's a fucking deep cut, Jesus.
One listener that's still listening is like, I remember that.
I know that joke. I know that.
Joke, that was a phenomenal idea.
That was a good idea. That was. We've really fallen far from that level of episode.
That was an off-season pod. That's when we didn't talk about anything but do fun things.
Yeah. The reason why there is no Las Vegas team is because the Vancouver Whitecaps in the city of Vancouver have signed a memorandum of understanding to enter an exclusive negotiation period through 2026 to explore a new stadium and entertainment district at Hastings Park in Vancouver. Boom. That's why there's no Vegas team, Jason, because the Whitecaps are staying in Vancouver.
They're expanding like every 2 years at this point. Like, when are they announcing? When's Don announcing another expansion? Because it's coming. It's definitely coming.
Come on, Donnie. All right.
Make our divisions easier.
Anything you want to say about...
He's not stopping till there's 80 MLS teams. I mean, 3 in each state or something. We're not stopping until we have a Hawaii team. This is off the rails already. Get back on track. I'm proud of Vancouver to try and stay in the city. Like,
there you go. All right. The last, I guess, piece of like MLS news from 2025 is that, no shocker, Lionel Messi won the 2025 MLS MVP. Woohoo!
Pretty good year he had.
First back-to-back MVP ever in MLS history, and will most likely be the first back-to-back-to-back MVP in 20.
Well, we don't know yet.
No, we don't know. Maybe.
Who are we gonna predict?
Comes to Hillman's son could be like Messi-esque level. I'm just saying, but maybe not. Okay, wow.
Well, I mean, when Robert Lewandowski signs with the Fire.
Yeah. Yeah, when Lewandowski signs for Inter Miami, we're all
okay. Wait.
I love the off-season episodes. I really do.
I know.
All right, let's talk managerial hirings, because we've missed a few so far in all of the madness of the playoffs and us skipping weeks. But LAFC, they've hired their next manager in club history, Marc Dos Santos. He is recently, obviously, the top assistant under Steve Cherundolo at LAFC. He is the former manager of the Vancouver Whitecaps from 2019 through the summer of 2021, where he managed 81 games with a record of 22 wins, 19 draws, and 40 losses. Before Vancouver, he was a very well-known and praised lower division manager in, I guess, North America, I would say, lump it all together, where he was the manager of the San Francisco Delta, Swope Park Rangers, Ottawa Fury, and CF Montreal back when they were not in Major League Soccer. So Marc Dos Santos gets the gig.
So wouldn't that be the Impact?
No, it was, whatever. Yeah, it was the Marc. Fuck, whatever, Jason. Okay.
Don't belittle their history.
It is the organization now known as CS Montreal.
I'm like, there's no way he coached the CF Montreal as a lower division team.
Do you make of Marc Dos Santos' hiring at LAFC?
I like it. I think hiring someone who's been around the club for a while, been a top assistant, is a pretty common way to do it, right? Like, it's not uncommon. It's not like how
Cherundolo got the job. I mean,
and it worked out really well. And I think, like, when you have that, he knows how the team operates. He had a hand in it, so
yeah.
He knows the players. It's a smoother transition where, like, when you're a good team, a top team like this, taking that huge jump to a new manager that might have a different style. I mean, he might have a different idea on how they should prepare for the game the night before or something. Like, but Marc Dos Santos is going to know exactly how they've been doing it.
You keep probably going to consistency, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that is what LAFC is that's where they're at. Like, they don't need to hit a home run on their manager because they already have a really good team.
LAFC don't need to level up because they're at the top level you can get
right.
to. They have the Hillman's son level.
They need a manager that can maintain what they're already doing correctly,
and that's exactly.
And maybe improve on it. I mean, you never know, but you don't want to fall back. And by taking an assistant like this, there's a lot higher chance that you're gonna at least maintain what you're doing rather than falling.
It's also like, who else were they gonna potentially get? Like that's also like the realistic thing you have to think about is.
I mean, there were some big names who could have been in the running. I just don't think you want. I think in LAFC's position that it doesn't make sense to make a swing on a manager, like, and risk. Oh, this star player doesn't. Denny Blanca doesn't like.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying is like, even if they went out and got like Ange Postecoglou, whatever, can never say his fucking name.
You're gonna have to say it again too.
I know. I'm really pissed off that I did that. But even if they went out and got fucking Big Ange, like what?
I mean, I don't even know if that would be that. Like, I don't know if I would sit here and be proud of that.
A former Premier League manager coming to LAFC. I mean,
who flamed out after 2 years,
won the Europa League, whatever. I mean,
and got fired in the same season.
To me, I'm just saying, right? Like, I couldn't think of another manager. Sorry, whatever. But if they went out and signed someone who was a former Premier League manager, former La Liga manager, whatever, former national team coach of something, maybe to your point, maybe that entire tactical switch up or organizational switch up fucks with Bouanga, Son, everything that they've built, and what they've built is a top class MLS team, and you don't want to fuck with that. So I agree.
It's all the way down to like the things people don't even think about, like on Saturday night before their game.
Yeah.
Like, how do they prepare as a team? And that's something that's going to be consistent with hiring an assistant like this versus, maybe they had like a team dinner the night before, but now they, do something completely different. And that just throws off players. It makes players, I don't know. I don't really know, but I'm just saying there's a lot of like details that I think if you're in LAFC's position, they're not like, ooh, what do we got to do? Like they're sitting there going, what's the most logical decision?
And this was it, 100%. And
right.
If anyone during that conversation saw me smell something, because I'm playing with a candle right now, I really want to point that out, that randomly I just went like this.
I didn't even see it.
It's okay. Someone would notice it.
Don't play with fire. Do not play with fire.
No, this is me. I play with fidget spinners, how like those were popular. And like,
dude, I feel like I would have really liked one of those, but I wasn't at the age where I had one.
I still play with them because I need something to occupy my.
I feel like I could sit here and just be spinning all day.
That's what I'm doing that with a candle in my hand right now. But all right, more manager hiring. So this one is not official yet, but as per Tom Bogert, it's as official as it could possibly be. The Colorado Rapids have hired their next manager and current Tottenham Hotspur's assistant manager, Matt Wells.
Who is he an assistant for?
The 37-year-old will get his first managerial job after being an assistant at Tottenham, Club Brugge, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Tottenham's youth teams that include the U18s, 21s, and U23s. He has been an assistant under Big Ange, Thomas Frank, and Scott Parker. I like the hire. It has worked with Minnesota, a similar profile.
I'm like, what is his name?
Eric Ramsey.
I know, I found it. I was like, why can't I think of the name?
Like he's a top assistant at one of the best clubs in the world. And he's a young manager. He's clearly built a strong reputation. I think Scott Parker dragged him around between Club Brugge, Bournemouth, Fulham, and all of that.
He's been a lot of places for being 37.
And he's had so much learning experience. Yeah. I feel like, and if you're,
I mean it in a positive way. Yeah. A lot of big name places.
I think that is the exact type of opportunity that the Rapids are going. The Rapids are never going to get a top of the line manager.
I mean, this is also like completely opposite side of the coin as the LAFC conversation. It's like they're in the position where they do need to make big changes.
They need
swing for the fences. And I also think these types of moves, like the Eric Ramsey move, like these types of managers who are young, getting their first position in MLS, they're looking at this too as like, how can I cement myself as a really good manager and go back and become a manager of a big, top 5 league team. And like, I think that is really positive for a team like Colorado, who's kind of like on the edge of being a competitive team every year. Having a manager who also has something to prove, who also has aspirations, who's young, who wants to be like, no, I am great at this. Like, sure, the odds of him staying there for a long time, if successful, are low. But if you have an Eric Ramsey type success, your team is one of the better teams in MLS. And I think that's exactly where Colorado wants to be and just struggles to get there.
I feel like many Major League Soccer clubs you're never going to get the big name. You're never going to go get Tata Martino, right? Like he's probably the biggest manager.
I mean, if you're Colorado, no.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think clubs saw what happened with Wilfried Nancy, right? And I mean, shout out Wilfried Nancy. Thoughts and prayers to that man's job right now. But people saw what happened with Wilfried Nancy, whether it was Montreal or Columbus, and was like, we need to go get a young coach who's really proving himself, we can develop, and maybe they can completely put our fucking club in a 180 situation and put us at the top of the league, type case. And I think you see it with Eric Ramsey, you see it with Matt Wells now with the Colorado Rapids, and you see it with what the Red Bulls are doing. And we can talk about that as well, where you have to give the opportunity to the young coach.
Yeah, and I think just to add, like, as much as we think of MLS as like a development league for players and getting careers to the next level, like, it can totally be that way for managers also. And that's sort of what I feel like is starting to happen, which is a really good sign. Instead of rotating the same 10 managers from team to team, like bringing in new up-and-coming managers like Wilfried Nancy was, like Eric Ramsey is, like this is a huge positive.
And look, there's a place for the Bob Bradleys. That's not who me in my brain, I'm picturing Bruce Arena, and I said Bob Bradley. The Bruce Arenas, the Tata Martinos, the Bob Bradleys,
but like, I mean, this is going to sound like a dig at Ben Olsen, but like, did we really need, like, and he, to be fair, he's had success in Houston, but like, what do you want to see? A coach that like really did not do well for years and years to then get a second, like another job, or an up and coming hire like this? I find it
not the greatest example you could have thrown out.
I know, because he's successful. There's the only one I could think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, look,
like a bad manager. I don't.
There's
bad
examples,
is kind of unfair, but like
there's examples I wouldn't want to say specific names of, but yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
My point was made. It was just poorly made.
Yeah. All right. New York Red Bulls. If we're talking young managers getting their first managerial jobs, they have hired former USMNT. Well, not former. He is a USMNT legend, Michael Bradley. The 38-year-old will get his first managerial job after coaching the New York Red Bulls 2 for half a season last year, where they did go on and win the MLS Next Pro final. He started his career as an assistant manager at Stabæk in Norway under his father, Bob Bradley. And then he became the manager of the Red Bulls 2 last June, where he won 13 games in 19 games total in charge. And again, went on and won, that third division title there. I mean, it makes sense. I joked around about it, but Bob Bradley, Michael Bradley, the son of one of the greatest American coaches of all time, one of the greatest Americans of all time, one of the greatest MLS players of all time, is now getting the opportunity to lead a team that it just makes sense. He's back home. He's back home to the club that drafted him. He's back home to the state that he was born in New Jersey. Like, it all just is aligned. And I think Michael Bradley will be a success as a manager.
I think the Red Bulls usually make the right decision. I would say so. I mean, this is a team that missed the playoffs for the first time in 15 years? You're telling me they're making wrong decisions? I mean, they're not making total winning decisions. Well, okay, whatever. I'm losing it already. Okay. My point is, I think Michael Bradley will be good. He's been coached by literally, like you said, a coaching legend since birth.
Since birth.
He can go, hey, Bob. Well, I probably calls him Dad.
He's going, Bobby.
Hey, buddy, give me some tips.
Yes.
Hey, want to come sit in on practice?
Look, I don't want to sit here and give the New York Red Bulls all this credit in the world just out of my own fandom, but Julian de Guzman has clearly been vocal about changes he's making in terms of transfer targets. Michael Bradley, even his Red Bull 2 team didn't play the same way that the Red Bull first team did last year. You're starting to see slight changes. They brought in a true wing, and we'll talk about transfers a little bit more, but they brought in a true winger in Cade Cowell. There seems to be a little bit of a change here with how the Red Bulls typically do Red Bull things. So I'm interested to see how that develops under Michael Bradley. And I think that would probably lead to more sustained success. Maybe missing the playoffs for the first time in 50 million years was the best thing to happen to the New York Red Bulls, because now they're changing. Maybe that's all I gotta say there.
We're gonna carry on with these under 40 coaching hires.
Yeah, St. Louis City, they have their next managerial hire,
this is crazy, too. This guy's 5 years older.
What'd you say?
He's 5 years older than us.
Don't say that. That's gross.
Dude, that's insane.
That's gross. I'm
sitting in here.
Didn't think about that. Well, he did start his coaching career at 16 years old. I learned this, so that's kind of crazy.
That is insane. What, did he have an injury or something, or he just wasn't?
I just think he went coaching, which I respect.
Fair enough, honestly.
So
good for him.
Yoann Damet began his career as a youth team coach in the lower divisions of France before coming to North America and becoming a coach at the Montreal Impact Academy. Said the team name right that time, Jason. He then joined FC Cincinnati when I think they were in the USL, and then eventually worked his way up to be an assistant manager. He was with Cincinnati from their transition to USL to MLS from 2017 through 2021. During his time there, he became the interim manager of the club twice during the very much struggling years of them in Major League Soccer.
Yeah, taking his record out, like, you don't even need to mention it, because
he managed 16 games in his 2 interim tenures there. So after he left Cincinnati in 2021, he had a short stint as a US U20 assistant manager. Then he joined the Galaxy organization, where he was an assistant under Greg Vanney, but also the manager of the LA Galaxy 2. He managed 26 games for them in MLS Next Pro. And since 2023, he has been an assistant at the Columbus Crew under Wilfred Nancy. From everything that I'm hearing, everything that I'm reading about Yoann Damet, one of the best young coaching minds in North America. And St. Louis now have Corey Ray, who was an excellent front office member, went to Montreal for a super short stay because they don't actually know how to operate a club. So then he left, and now he's there as the GM of St. Louis. Now they bring in one of the best young coaching minds in North America. St. Louis might have a little bit of structure here, and I like it. I like it for St. Louis.
I like this move as well. A question I have is, like, why was he an assistant for so long? Like, I feel like that's I guess he was young.
Yeah.
He was just so young that, I mean, when he joined, what would that have been? The Impact, or I guess Cincinnati, he was still only 27.
Yeah, he was in his late 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, which is actually insane. So I guess that's probably why he didn't get like a head coaching job till he grew up a bit. I think this guy is, like you said, he's been coaching for so long. Like he has experience that very few first-time coaches will even ever come close to. And I think, like, St. Louis is a team that's shown that they can operate at a high level. They just have really dropped on like, I don't know. You join the league and then you stumble a bit.
They just need to not be a 2 Bundesliga side, and they'll be fine, and they'll be set. But look, no, in all sincerity, Corey Ray, I really like him as a general manager, sporting director, whatever you want to call it. And I think Yoann Damet, he's young, he's hungry. He'll clearly work his ass off, and he's been all around North America coaching and highly respected in every regard that I've heard about him. Apparently, he's been a finalist for MLS head coaching jobs before, but maybe to the point of what you're saying, Jason, of like just a little too young kind of deal. You don't want to hire a 30-year-old.
I mean, I'm not saying he was too young. Like, I think there's a place for it, but I don't know why he didn't get hired. I feel like being a assistant in MLS circles for nearly a decade, definitely earned his spot. So
yeah, no, I fully agree with you. Fully agree.
I honestly like all 3 of the. I mean, I guess all 4 of these with Marc Dos Santos, but they're all coaches that I'm really looking forward to seeing and hoping they find success, because like it's only going to be better for the league. Like, the more of these types of manager hires, I think, going back to like our previous point, is just a huge improvement.
I fully agree with you. US Open Cup, they've announced their changes for the format in 2026. It's going to be beginning in mid-March. The final is going to be played October 21st. There's going to be less teams in the competition, so we get less teams in this thing every fucking year. 80 teams, $1 million cash prize, and a place for CONCACAF Champions Cup 2027. To avoid an overlap with the World Cup, there's going to be one fewer round, which is the reason why there's going to be less teams. But I can just safely assume 2027, there's still going to be somehow less teams than this year. So there is going to be 48 teams instead of 64. All 32. There's going to be 32 teams from the Open Division, which is all the amateur clubs. 15 teams from Division 3, 17 teams from Division 2, and 16 teams from Division 1. I didn't really have anything I wanted to say other than like fucking U.S. soccer is just killing this competition more and more every year, and I hate it because I love the U.S. Open Cup, but that's all I want to say. If you have anything you want to say, you can, Jason, but I just wanted to
trying to do the math because I was really confused how there were 80 teams, but then there was also 48, but then I realized the 48 was like professional clubs.
Yeah. Sorry.
There's 32 amateur clubs, and then that last year there were 64 professional clubs.
I said
still
that.
80 teams, right? Or no?
Yep. 80 teams, 48 from professional ranks, and 32 from amateur ranks. Yes.
I'm honestly not that opposed to bringing more amateur teams in, but
have it the name of the fucking competition is the Open Cup, so you have it be open to every single team that plays.
Yeah, I do agree. And any team that like, I mean, there is some type of qualification process, I'm pretty sure. Like, you can't just, like, you and I couldn't just create a team and automatically be in it.
No, we would have to create a team and win, like, a local competition.
Yeah.
Which is
I do think, like, that is how it should be.
Yeah,
and obviously it's not, but, yeah, whatever. I don't have much more to add.
That's fine. I just needed
It's more like me trying to figure it out in my brain.
I needed to bring it up because I was angry. All right, U.S. men's national team. We found out our group for the 2026 World Cup. So we are in Group D. We got drawn, whatever. We got drawn. We were drawn with, Paraguay, Australia, and the winner of the UEFA Playoff C, which is one of Turkey, Slovakia, Romania, or Kosovo, with everyone, very much being aware that Turkey is the strongest of those four clubs in there. But shout out Kosovo. Really hoping for some upsets, man. But, Jason, how do you feel about our group for the World Cup?
I mean, I feel good. I think we've already obviously played Paraguay and Australia this year.
And Turkey this year.
And Turkey. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we lost to Turkey, but we beat the others.
Either way, I feel good. I mean, this is gonna sound like me being kind of a hater, and I'm really not. I love the World Cup. I'm excited for it. I just like if we don't get out of the group in the expanded World Cup, like the expanded World Cup. It's too easy. It's too easy. Like if we don't get out of this group, I'm gonna be pissed.
Can I throw a hot take in there? If we don't win this group, I'm gonna be pissed.
Fair, yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with going a step further. I'm simply saying, this is I guess I'm just not as excited as I like. There's no group of death anymore. Like
no, yeah.
There was that group that we had with, what was it, Ghana, Portugal, us, and Germany? No, it wasn't Germany. Was it Germany?
No.
Belgium.
Belgium.
We played Belgium in the knockout round, didn't we?
Hang on.
That group of death, though, it was Ghana, Portugal, the U.S., and one other very good team.
Say your point, and I'll.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, it's not really that crazy of a point. I just I miss group of death because I found that to be like what an accomplishment it was when the U.S. made it out of that group. Like that was, and this might just be me with my nostalgia hat on because like that was when I was. This
is you old man yelling at
I would have been like in my, I don't know, 15 maybe. I don't know.
It was Germany. Shout out! Look at your brain, man.
I remember it because I was sitting there like, this is epic. This is so sick. John Brooks when he's holding his head. Yeah. We're not going to have those types of moments, I don't feel like, in the group stage. And I could be wrong. Like, I'm going to watch them all. Like, don't get me wrong. I will be watching almost every game at this World Cup. But it's just not the same with no offense to some of these teams, but lower competition in the group stage. I think the knockout round is still going to be incredible. But
I think that's where it's going to get good. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to pull up the groups.
But like it was already so good, like for the whole thing. So now like we just have more filler. It almost feels like.
No,
Which is again, like I'm not trying to hate because I love the World Cup and like expanding doesn't make me that upset. It's just more like I would rather watch us take on that group of death and succeed than kind of like watch some of these games where I'm like, okay, we better win this. Like,
I will just say this. There is still potentially a group of death. There's two that I'm deciding between. Group C with Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. That feels, I mean, obviously Haiti, I'm sorry, being the black sheep there, but I feel like that could be one.
That's a solid group, but like that, think about what the group I mentioned was, and then that group, and like, that's a good group, but that's not Germany, Portugal, Ghana, and the US.
How about this one? Group A.
Let me see if I can. Wait, I was going to see if I can pick it. But,
sorry, I apologize, but
it's definitely one with already 4 teams in it, right?
No, I mean, it's not.
Oh. France, Senegal, Norway?
No, I think Group A, South Korea, Mexico, South Africa, and then most likely Denmark.
That would be a pretty good group. I mean, there's good groups. Like, I think Group L isn't horrible. Ghana, Panama, Croatia, and England. Like, I'm curious to see how Panama does.
I think Panama's about to lose 12-0 into Croatia, but I mean, it is.
I think Panama could give England like a little challenge.
Roman Torres isn't stepping up at center.
This is England in a World Cup.
Yeah, it's England in a World Cup. All right, so I feel good about the World Cup group, though. I agree with you. I'm
excited for the World Cup. Actually, Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand might be kind of fun. I'm just gonna stop. I don't want to.
I can't agree. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just like trying to push different groups that I just don't think are great.
I think Group A might be the most difficult group. That is what I'm going to leave it at. All right, Jason. We have a little bit of time left. Are you ready to dive into? We caught up on all the news, which is great. Didn't know we'd get through all of that in less than an hour. To be perfectly honest, are you ready to dive into Tom Bogert season transfers and all that fun stuff?
Just go back and forth until we get bored.
I broke it up. I don't know if you want to do it this way. I broke it up into 5 into categories of weird MLS mechanism moves, homegrown / MLS Next Pro signings, re-signings, free agent signings, and then just true transfers.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
I tried to make it a little bit easier for us. Yeah. I don't know if you want to do it that way. Maybe we go through
it that way, but let's start like at the bottom. Obviously, yeah.
Do you care about either of the 2 weird MLS mechanism moves that happened? If not, we can skip right over them.
I think we skip them. I feel weird not saying them as we're like.
Fuck it,
but
fine.
We're not going to read all of these moves, so like I don't think it's worth saying because they're also very minor moves.
Yep, that's fine. You know what? There was 2. Go find them yourself. Enjoy that.
Yeah, just type in weird MLS mechanism moves.
Is there
2025, 2026?
Is there any homegrown / MLS Next Pro signing that you want to talk about? Because there is. I have one. I have one.
You go first.
It is your Chicago Fire sign of Jason Shakaluk. So the 23-year-old striker had a fucking fantastic season for the Fire too in MLS Next Pro. 22 goals, 3 assists in 24 games. He was best 11, won the Golden Boot, and apparently was a finalist for MVP of MLS Next Pro last year. The Fire too know how to develop a Golden Boot winner in MLS Next Pro, and I love it. That's all I got.
The Fire have a very underrated youth system because it has never been on the same level as like the top tier where it's like the Dallas or Philly or Red Bulls. Like it's not on that level, but it's starting because I think the Fire got into like the youth system a little bit later than a lot of those teams.
Yeah.
And so it's taken longer. But like Brian Gutierrez, Chris Brady, Gaga, John Duran. I mean, I don't know if you could technically consider him a youth system player. Also, I like that we were talking about that like a week ago because
that's mainly the reason why I brought it up. But he was like 15 when you guys signed him, which is the crazy.
I mean, I'm getting to the point where I'm like pretty trusting in the youth players coming through.
I think whether the Fire develop a youth talent or find a young player internationally that they're going to give a contract to, I would agree with you. I think it's fair. And look, he's what I just say he was. He's a 23-year-old striker. It's not like he's the youngest player in the world, but maybe Jason Shukaluk gives the Fire some striker depth in 2026. Do you have
I'd rather bring on a 23-year-old that's like coming off a great season than Tom Barlow. I'm sorry.
Shout out Tommy B.
No hate. I'm genuinely not. There was one person who I did not like on the Fire, and his name starts with a K. That was a striker about a year and a half ago. Couldn't score for his life.
Oh, yeah.
Came from a different MLS club and who had a lot of, actually, interestingly enough, that might come up later. Not him specifically.
Oh, I was like, he's coming back.
No. All right, whatever. We're moving on. Re-signings.
Shout out Casper.
A lot of goalkeeper re-signings.
I'm just gonna ask. You don't have any homegrowns or?
I don't know.
That's
I honestly
fine.
don't know homegrowns that well.
All right. So yeah, re-signings. Do you have a re-signing you care a ton about? There's one I know you're gonna say.
I can't do it. Fine. Yeah, I'm really excited for Takaoka to go back to Vancouver.
He's back, baby.
I mean, I think he's such a good goalkeeper. I mean, there's a lot of goalkeepers down here who are solid goalkeepers, but like, he's a big piece to that team, and losing him, in addition to some of the other losses they're going to have to go through, would be brutal.
Yohei Takaoka is not an elite MLS goalkeeper. He's not, but
he's a very good goalkeeper.
He's a very just solid goalkeeper, and I agree with you. And I think it's good to bring some consistency.
He's one of those goalkeepers, though, that like he's above average and not like enough to be just below the elite, in my opinion. Where like, if you lose him, the odds of you getting someone better are not that high.
Yeah. No, I fully agree with you.
I think there's a couple signings actually in here that are worth talking about.
So hit me with another one. I kind of forced Takaoka on you. Give me another.
I think Alvis Powell to Cincinnati is a pretty solid.
That's where you went. That is where you went with the re-signings. Okay, give me.
You wanted me to go to Luis Suarez this time?
No, that was maybe one of the bottom two I would have brought up. But okay, give me Alvis Powell, Jason.
Well, I don't have like a huge thing to say about it. Like, I don't know.
You just like it.
I like it. I like it for Cincinnati. I like that Cincinnati. I don't know. I don't know what Cincinnati needs to do. If anything, maybe re-signings are the things they shouldn't be doing. But
yeah,
they've got to figure something out. And I don't think Alvis Powell hurts them.
No, he does.
He does hurt them?
If Cincinnati was going to get better, they needed to cut the fat and somehow bring Brenner back, and Alvis Powell was maybe the biggest slice of fat on this.
Okay, but Brenner was always going to be. It was like, I don't know. That seemed like a swing for the fence, and if it fails, he's gone anyway.
I mean, sure, but it doesn't negate the issue that this team is fine defensively and couldn't score the ball for most of 2025, and now you're down Brenner, and you're like, Alvis Powell, that's our dude.
I mean, they were without Brenner for most of the season anyways. But
that's what I'm saying is you need to fix that issue if you want to elevate. And I don't know if
I don't know what their issues are, because they have the talented players, okay? They should be, and they are a top of the, like, I mean, at this point, the East is so crazy. The top 5 in the East? That seems like a low way to say it, but that's like better than you would think.
They did finish second in the East last year, but it's more about maybe Kevin Denke elevates and maybe Evander shows up in the playoffs, and that's all you can really ask for. But I really think this team needs another attacking piece, and you could have seen.
Yeah, but like they're spending so much money. Like they brought in Evander, they brought in Denke, they brought in I don't fucking know.
What I'm saying is, in a salary cap,
how much attacking talent do you need?
You clearly need more.
They're operating with more attacking talent, I would argue, than most MLS teams.
that's fine, and it got them eliminated in the second round of the playoffs.
Obviously, it's not working. They also have Miles Robinson. They have Matt Miazga, who, like, I don't know what happened to him. He died that one season, and
he just doesn't. He doesn't play soccer. He doesn't play more than 20 a year.
Roman Celentano is a good goalie. This team has. I like Luca Orejano. I like Obi Nobodo, who's their defensive mid. But like, it's not like this team isn't strong.
It's not. I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm saying clearly, again, defensively, the team's strong spine. I like everything with the defense for the most part. I think Ender Echenike could take a step up and be a really good young player in 26. If Orejano's still there, he's always going to be another good piece. You clearly need more than Evander and Denke to score the ball. That's all I'm saying. But
I don't know, man. I feel like it's just I am sort of agreeing. I just don't feel like it's fair because Evander is an MVP caliber player and Kevin Denke is like a $10 million striker. So like if you're not getting it out of those two guys, then you have to completely switch.
Well, we'll see what 2026 brings, I guess is my answer to that question. But this all started with Alvis Powell. Yeah, I don't really care for the re-signing, but that unless it's a really good deal, they got him on a good salary. I don't really care. Joe Willis, Luis Suarez, Hugo Lloris.
Suarez coming back was kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect it, and he got benched. So is he going to?
Also, is he suspended?
Oh, true. Yeah. Is he suspended for everything?
What's he suspended for? Are they just going to be like, no one's going to remember this?
Yeah, no, Leagues Cup he's definitely suspended for, right? But, yeah.
I swear he was suspended by the MLS, too. Or someone. I don't know.
Not at the end of the year, but he already served that suspension.
Okay. So, yeah, Leagues Cup, he'll be suspended.
Honestly, it's just fair to safely assume that Luis Suarez is suspended from something.
Him coming off the bench, though, is like a nice thing for them.
I mean, he's a 39-year-old striker. Yeah, at a certain point, bro, the legs just give out. So, yes, he will most likely be the kind of third striker with Silvetti and Messi for 2026. But yeah, Stefan Frei back for Seattle. That's big. Club legend back.
I mean, if he's either retiring or staying. Like, I don't want him to go anywhere else.
Exactly. Don't put Stefan Frei anywhere else.
Robin Jansson, I feel like, is just a necessary re-signing just for player purposes for their back line of Orlando.
To be fair, Robin Jansson, right? He's been one of the best center backs.
I'm not trying to take anything away from his talent. I'm just simply saying they don't really have much else anyway.
Yeah, they need to rehaul that back line, and they've been doing it. And we can dive into some of that now really quickly. Well, you want to go through any free agents? Did you like any free agents so far?
Hassani Dotson to Seattle? Interesting. That's all I will say. I think that's an interesting signing.
There's one. It is an interesting signing. I feel like Brian Schmetzer could get the most out of Hassani Dotson if Dotson can stay healthy. There is one on there that's not official yet, but Dane St. Clair to enter Miami. We'll talk about it more when it happens. But there's not people happy on the internet about it. That's all I will say. And then Miami.
What? People are mad that Miami got better by weakening one of the best teams in MLS and taking arguably the greatest goalie existing right now.
He took less money to join a better team, right? We only see this in other sports, and people just love to hate. I mean, Dane St. Clair.
I'm like hating on him for taking less money to go to a better team. Like, okay, like what? It's just a business decision. Like he's gonna get way more eyeballs on him by playing with Messi. This is a smart move for him, I think.
Yeah, but
it's like a low money for the long-term gain, I feel like.
Like fucking everyone hated LeBron when he did the fucking move to Miami.
Kevin Durant, the Warriors move.
But that's what I'm saying is Dane St. Clair with his fucking crazy goalkeeper mentality is going to be one of the biggest villains in 2026, and I'm here for it. I love it. Give me that. But yeah,
we'll wait to actually when it happens.
Right? Yes, we'll talk about the impacts more then. But Miami did sign a free agent left back in Sergio Reguilon, who is a Spanish international, last played for Tottenham in the 2024-25 European season. But yeah, he won Europa League, played for Madrid, and won, all that shit. So there's the Jordi Alba replacement. We're at an hour 5.
We just got to the meat of the transfers.
I know. Do you want to save it for next week? Do you want to record next week? Do you want to do this next week?
I don't know if I can. I'm leaving.
Give me 2 signings you're interested in.
2. Okay.
You got to pick. You got to pick.
I mean, I really just I have takes on Tai Baribo.
Give me it.
From Philly to DC. It just like
$4 million cash, by the way. Not even a fucking.
My take on this is can I like and dislike the same move?
Yes, you can.
Because I can't sit here and be like, oh, DC always doesn't do it, does the bare minimum, and in the same breath talk bad about I'm glad they tried this, right? I just am concerned that. And I don't want to take anything from Tai Baribo. He had an incredible year. I think
deserves to get paid.
Deserves it 100%. He's a really good player. I just don't know how much a new team and a much weaker team with a very different structure and, let's put it this way, well, I guess not much newer coach, but a new coach is going to get the same output. And this is why I brought up Casper earlier, Shabelko, because I was really excited when the fire got him from, where did he come from? Philly, yeah. Really, really high goal scorer. You know what happened? Literally nothing. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. This move I like and I don't like. And that's I don't know how else to describe it. I get it. I get why they did it. And I just am concerned it's going to be a huge waste of money.
I will say I don't think Tai Baribo hits 20-plus goal contributions in 2026. That is where I'll leave my opinion of this move. I don't disagree with anything you said, so I'm leaving it there with you. A move I
just feel bad because I'll fully sit here and eat my words if he does amazing.
Tai Baribo. When there was connections to New York City potentially making him a DP signing for 2026, I was like, yeah, give me it. In New York City system, I think it works.
That's my thing.
They've proven nothing.
And at the same time, it's hard to be like, oh, this is I think a mistake, while also being like, I think I need to give some credit to DC for actually going for it, because this isn't something that they normally do, and they need this. So
it's fair.
It's kind of like a very contradictory move.
I don't. It's good and bad, and I think we'll wait for time to tell. Jayden Nelson from Vancouver to Austin FC.
That was another big one.
But I like it. 23-year-old Canadian international going for a little over $1 million in GAM. Jayden Nelson was clearly the third winger on that Whitecaps team last year that, made a million finals. It's not that he didn't play, but I think if Jayden Nelson wants to play for Canada in the World Cup in 2026, he needs to be a starter. And on Austin, he will have that opportunity to do so. Tom Bogert, reporting heavily that Ousmane Benkari is most likely gone this offseason. So Jayden Nelson with Brandon Vasquez, Azuni, Owen Wolf, Austin are taking the right steps, the improving steps in that attack, and I love Jayden Nelson as a player. So, I'm here for that top tier move for them.
Yeah, I also like that move. I feel like for Austin, obviously, goals for were a problem, and they spent a lot of money on their attack, and it, I think it's clear that it didn't work really.
Yeah.
So, solid move. My next one's sort of like a two-piece move. It's San Diego acquiring Lewis Morgan from the Red Bulls, and the Red Bulls signing winger Cade Cowell on loan from Chivas.
Yeah.
And I feel like that I'll probably talk – like I like Lewis Morgan a lot, and I think for San Diego, he's probably going to have success. I think for the Red Bulls, though, getting Cade Cowell, and we've seen Cade Cowell have a lot of success with San Jose, I think he can come back to MLS and give them a much different look in attack and a much more dynamic team, I think, for the Red Bulls. I mean, this is a team that went to MLS Cup and then really didn't have a good follow-up year. And Michael Bradley's honestly inheriting a pretty good team.
Like I said before, and I kind of mentioned the Cade Cowell signing with Bradley. The Red Bulls, I think, are going to be playing a different style. It's still probably high energy, still probably a lot of pressing, but I think Cade Cowell brings a lot of that need, and especially if they're going to be playing with true wingers, I like it. I think anyone can really connect with Emil Forsberg well. Emil Forsberg's just that kind of player that connects pieces well.
Yeah.
You've got a striker in Choupo-Moting who scored a bunch last year, and he'll probably bring that back. The Red Bulls, for me, just really needed to lock down the back line a bunch, and they brought Justin Che back to Major League Soccer, so I'm excited to see him back, and hopefully he can thrive. But I do think the Red Bulls, even though I think Lewis Morgan is a better player right now than Cade Cowell, I think they elevated with Cade Cowell on the attack with Lewis Morgan going to San Diego, where San Diego just bolster, they just beef up this already strong attack. They took Amal Pellegrino, who was a late 30s, mid 30-year-old winger, bumped him into striker, and he was scoring in bunches. If they can do that with Lewis Morgan between Lozano and Dreyer, or start Morgan out wide, whatever, like San Diego's attack is going to be just fine. And I like that move for them as well, along with bringing in permanently all of the young players they had on loan. So shout out San Diego for that move. Let me see. Jakob Glesnes from the Union.
That was the one I wanted to mention too.
31-year-old center back, former Norway Youth International. He's been the stalwart of the Union back line for many years now and hasn't really slipped up. He's a two-time MLS Best 11, a former MLS Defender of the Year. He's won 2 shields with the Union. Now he goes to the Galaxy that don't play in that pressing style, but maybe that's almost a benefit to Jakob Glesnes, and you're bringing in one of the most consistent center backs in all of Major League Soccer to now pair next to Carlos Garces, who needs a little bit maybe of a veteran presence next to him, who we've seen Garces' young athletic ability at center back. Now maybe Glesnes can kind of like be that calming piece, right? So I like it a bunch, especially if the Galaxy want to get back to what 2024 LA Galaxy looked like, and everything with Ricky Puig returning to this lineup as well. So I love the move. I just have zero fucking clue what the Philadelphia Union are doing at this point.
I was going to ask that because I was like, what the Union are – what a weird offseason, back-to-back years, followed by like a really solid season last year.
You win the Shield, and then you transfer your leading goal scorer and arguably your best defender. Yeah.
And someone who's been on the team for a billion years.
Yeah, I mean, also that, yes. But it is insane. I was texting with a very big Philadelphia Union fan who's literally just pissed off. And I get it. I completely understand why they are. You know, it's instead of retooling to come back and try to, win another trophy in 2026, it almost feels like you're just banking on the youth to come in and fix this issue. But, I don't know what the Union are doing.
I do really like that move for the Galaxy, though.
I do, too, yeah.
I think, like, this Galaxy team is going into this year getting Puig back, like, totally different outlook on the season. They're not going to start off, 0-10 or whatever.
No, exactly.
So I do really think this is, like, one of the things that I feel like we've sort of memed almost is the Galaxy's defense, and this is a really good move for them.
I fully agree with you. Give me one more, Jason, and then I'll do one more, and we'll sign off for the night.
I think I might as well just mention this, but I think Brian Gutierrez from Chicago to Chivas, like, as someone who loves Brian Gutierrez, who, like, I'm not sure I love it for him. I kind of get it though. I would have preferred he moved not to Mexico, but it is what it is. I think it was I don't remember what the price was, but it's probably
5 reported.
How much?
5 million.
Yeah, I mean, like that's a lot of money, and I think there is a sell on. So
yeah,
looking forward to. And I will say, like in the same, almost like another 2-piece move, the Fire like permanently having Andre Franco, I think is a solid move. Hopefully he can get healthy sooner rather than later, because when he was playing, he like immediately looked really good. I also think like towards the end of the season, Brian Gutierrez was used a lot less by Greg Berhalter. So getting $5 million for someone who may or may not have been your like future attacking midfielder for the long term is a really good deal.
It was pretty obvious that like Guti wasn't really in Greg's plans, which is fine, fair, right?
It's fine. I think regardless, everyone in Chicago loves Guti. Like
exactly,
he's awesome. He was so good for us. He's one of those guys that's like Chicago kid. You just root for him. Like that's just how it is.
I do feel like you guys could have got more than $5 million, especially from a club like Chivas. But look, it is what it is. The
$5 million's a lot, though.
It is. It is. I think
I kind of agree, but at the same time, like if I'm just assuming there's a sell on, like because if there's not, then
there always is.
Like,
yeah.
If there's not, then I'm like, wait, what is going on here? But like I think that's where we'll see a lot of money eventually.
Got it.
Also,
all right. Well, I got my one last move I want to mention. It's really less about the move and just more about the precedent that like no one's really talking about. Rodrigo de Paul officially coming over from Atletico Madrid to Inter Miami. He will be a DP. Inter Miami spent $17 million on Rodrigo de Paul. That is the 4th highest transfer fee in MLS history spent.
That's crazy.
That's behind Son, Denke, fucking Latte Loth, and now it's Rodrigo de Paul.
Latte Loth. Why?
it is insane to me. Like he is the highest expenditure on.
Also, that just really quickly going back to my way earlier point about Cincinnati, there's no way they need more attacking. I mean, I agree they probably actually do, but you're telling me they spent a near MLS record transfer fee on their striker and they still can't figure it out, and they have an MVP caliber attacking mid? No, I don't have any sympathy. I'm sorry.
I don't have sympathy. I will give Denke another season to prove that he can generate.
He had high highs and very boring middle.
Well, that's what I wanted to say.
Sorry, continue.
is no one's talking about Miami having the 4th highest spend on a guy like.
I mean, but at the same time, like if we had quantified Messi's, it would be 10 times that.
Yeah, I mean Messi.
Like I think no one's talking about it because Miami just seemed to get everything that they want for a good reason. I mean, like they have Messi, they have Beckham. It's not like this team. People hate Miami because they like find these ways around the rules and stuff, and like sometimes they're on the edge of breaking the rules, which I get. Like that is a pretty annoying thing. But at the same time, like this team is just like built well now. Like obviously it started badly, but you have David Beckham running the club. People are gonna want to. David Beckham, dude.
I'm just letting you just dig your own grave here. We are gonna end the episode.
People can hate on me all they want. I don't care. Like they're just hating on Miami. I don't even really like Miami, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend they're like cheating the system. Like just going out and signing players that they can sign, and they have an advantage by having the best player of all time.
I think they toe the cheating line, but who hasn't?
I mean, didn't the Galaxy have like 4 DPs at one point?
Yeah, Galaxy broke the rules.
Yeah, like every great
LAFC signed Gareth Bale.
Atlanta United do it. I don't know.
Probably
People
not.
just like they're gonna move on because there's gonna be another team that starts to get dominant eventually post Messi era.
I have said it since this podcast started and since before you were a co-host on this podcast, Jason. The league needs villains to make it entertaining, and that is what Miami is.
Every league needs a villain. There's a reason people gather against the villain more than they root for like a great team.
Dylan Brooks is not a good basketball player, but there's a reason
He
why
is a good basketball player now. Go look at his stats. He's having a phenomenal year.
He is.
Now we'll go into a basketball podcast.
Yeah, an hour too. But no, Jason, thank you so much for catching up. Everyone watching or listening, thank you guys for catching up. We will do our best to put some stuff out for next week and for the rest of the year. Obviously, it's the end of the year, all that stuff. So if we don't get a chance to speak with you guys again, happy holidays, happy New Year, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, all that shit. And we hope to talk to you guys more in 2026. Jason, sir, thank you.
Signing off, yeah.
Signing